Well, hello there. How are you doing today? Do you feel like doing a little bit of DIYing with me? Well, come on in. Let's get started. So what do I have going on for you for today? Well, I'm partnering with Cricut. And guess what I'm bringing to you? I'm bringing to you 5 DIYs using your Cricut that are sellable, that are really gonna pack a profit for you. I am somebody who truly believes in Cricut. I feel like it is a small investment, and if you invest in a Cricut machine, you can make that machine work for you to make you some extra money from the comfort of your own home. That is the best part. You can do it going to craft fairs, you can do it using an Etsy store. There are so many ways that you can sell items that you make using your Cricut. The Cricut is such a versatile machine that there are so many things that can be done with it. And so it's one of those things that if you just utilize it, my goodness, is it a small investment to make, and you're gonna make that money back, because the DIYs that you're gonna make are those handmade, homemade DIYs that people absolutely love to gift around the holiday season. And so today I'm gonna be showing you 5 DIYs using the Cricut that are not only sellable, but they make for great gift ideas as well. So I'm gonna quit my gabbing. Let's jump into it, and let me show you why you should invest in a Cricut, or you should pull the one that you have out of the closet, off the shelf, take it out of the box and use it, because it's gonna save you some money. Okay, I'm gonna quit my gabbing. Let's get to it. I love the look of these rustic wood ornaments. These are a Dollar Tree blank, which means they are perfect for DIYing and selling. Jumping on into Cricut Design Space. We're gonna start off by going up here to this green New Projects tab. By clicking on that, it's gonna take us to a blank canvas, giving us the capability to really get creative here in Cricut Design Space. Along this sidebar here, you're gonna see a bunch of different tabs. For this project, I'm gonna use the Image tab. By clicking on that, it's gonna take us to this search bar here, which will allow us to search over 500,000 Cricut images that are accessible to us with the Cricut Access subscription. So for this project, I'm gonna search Christmas. You will then see all of the images that are available to use for free with your Access subscription. So you're gonna scroll through these images, and you're gonna find 1 or 2 or 3 that are gonna work for the DIY that you're getting ready to create. I've already searched these images, and by clicking on this bookmark tab here, when you click on this tab, it will then add it to your bookmark collections / your favorites. You can find those over here on this sidebar under My Stuff. We've got this bookmarked box here. By clicking on that, it is then going to bring up all of the images that I have bookmarked / favorited. I did a bit of prepping for this video beforehand, so I already have a few images that I'm interested in using. The images that I'm going to use for this project, I think I'm going to go with this December 25th. I think I will go with this Christmas. And how about Believe? Yeah, I like that. You will then see those images here on this bottom bar. Those are the images that are going to be inserted into your canvas when you click this Add to Canvas tab here. They've now been inserted into our canvas. Now all we've got to do is size our images. To size the images, all you have to do is click on the image itself, and you can size it one of 2 ways. You can either click on this box down here and hold your right click button down and drag it to size your image, or you can go up here to size and manually enter the size that you want it to be. For this DIY, I need them to be 2.5 inches. And there it has now just sized it to 2.5. I'm going to be cutting these images out using a black vinyl. So I need them all to be the same color, which means I want them all on the same mat to get them cut all at one time. So by going over here to Color Sync and clicking on Color Sync, I can then take my odd color out, which is this light blue, click on it and drag it up to the black, which will then change all my images to black. So when I go to cut them, they will cut on the same cutting mat. I'm done. I'm ready to cut my images. I'm going to go up here. Today I will be using the Maker 3. So I've got the right machine selected. Now I'm going to click Make It. Today I'm using matte, so I'm going to go ahead and click on matte. It is a 12 by 12 inch, so I'm going to confirm my selection here. And now it's brought it to my cutting mat. Now before you cut, you can actually highlight each of your images and space them out if you want a bit more space in between each image. When weeding it, in my opinion, it makes it a bit easier. So I don't mind using up a little bit more vinyl. I've got my images good and spaced out. I'm ready to cut. I'm going to click Continue. The material that I'm using is a premium vinyl. It is a removable matte vinyl. So I'm going to click on this. And now it's telling me that we are good to load my material so the Cricut Maker 3 can work its magic. Yep, here it is, the Cricut Maker 3. Have I told you? Hands down, my favorite crafting tool to use because of its versatility. I like to use the blue mats best. This is a light grip mat. I'm gonna go ahead and place a piece of vinyl just big enough for this DIY here at the top. Then I'm gonna head on over to the Cricut Maker 3 and I'm going to load it when prompted into the machine. Once it signals to cut, I'm going to press cut and off we go. Let me take a minute to tell you a little bit about this amazing machine. The Cricut Maker 3 both looks and feels like a more premium Cricut. The textures that are used on the outer plastic of this machine feel so nice. The Maker 3 is an excellent digital cutting machine, a polished product that has the potential to work with a wide variety of materials. It's also easy to use. The Cricut Maker 3 cuts up to speeds 2 times faster, if you can believe that, than past generations. But cutting isn't the only thing that the Maker 3 does. It has a few more tricks up its sleeve. Drawing, scoring, debossing, engraving are more of the amazing features that the Maker 3 can do. Not to mention those specific cuts enabled by some of the more exotic blade tools. And if you want to draw or write, well, you can do that too using the Cricut Maker 3. It's creativity at your fingertips with this amazing machine. Once the Cricut has done what it does best, it's going to signal me to go ahead and unload the mat. So pressing that button, I can do that. And now I am free to remove my vinyl from my mat. And the easiest way to do that is to remove the mat from the vinyl. When I've done a project like this where there are a couple of different images on my vinyl piece, I like to separate them because it makes controlling that sticky vinyl a bit easier. I'm not lying to you when I tell you that Cricut's vinyl, hands down, easiest vinyl to weed. It really is. See for yourself. Look at this. The satisfaction is real when you can pull a vinyl up this easily and the rest of the cut image doesn't come up along with it. It works so good, I wanted to show you a second one. It really is super easy. I love how easy they've made it to weed their vinyl. Once I've got my vinyl completely weeded, I am then going to place some transfer tape over the top of my vinyl. Then using a scraper tool, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of rub over this image, transferring the vinyl onto the transfer tape itself so we can then in turn transfer this onto whatever Dollar Tree blank that we're transferring it onto. Once I've scraped over it a fair amount, I'm gonna go ahead and gently pull my vinyl up, keeping my scraper on hand just in case I need to go over it a bit more because maybe it didn't stick to the vinyl, but it really is pretty easy to do. Once I've got it on that transfer tape, look at there. Yep, the ornament is just waiting for us to make it. And look at how we transformed this rustic wood ornament into such a fun ornament piece, a rustic ornament piece with Cricut Design Space, some vinyl, and it took us all of what, maybe 10 minutes to do. These are such great Dollar Tree blanks. People love rustic wood ornaments, and these, I can promise you, are going to pack a profit with little time put into it. So I say go to Dollar Tree, pick up a bunch of blanks and make a bunch of these ornaments and sell them for the holiday season at, say, a holiday craft fair. Because why not? Because you can, and you're making your Cricut work for you. This ornament pack came equipped with its own twine rustic hanger, so we're going to utilize these, but I wanted to shush them up a bit. So to do that, I'm just going to take some of these wood beads, again, that you can get at Dollar Tree by Crafter Square in a multi-size pack. So I'm going to utilize them, string them on this twine because this is going to shush these up a bit, giving us more bang for our buck. Let's go take a look at these fun rustic ornaments. I think even though I'm not selling these, I'm going to make them and add them to my tree this year because I just love them so much. Maybe put everybody's name on them. This is a newer addition to Dollar Tree. This blank is amazing, and this is what I'm gonna do with it. For this next sellable Cricut DIY, I took advantage of the amazing fonts that Cricut Access has to offer by putting together about 3 different fonts, mixing and matching them. You can come up with some amazing signs. So I decided this no soliciting sign was a must, because I don't know about you, but I know a lot of times they come ringing the doorbell when we're eating dinner, and the last thing I want to do is get up from eating dinner to go answer the door to a solicitor. So I like to keep this sign out. And for this DIY, I'm going to show you how you can do it without a mat using Cricut Smart Vinyl. So for this one, I'm going to click without mat. I'm going to confirm my selection. I'm going to head on over to the Cricut. I'm going to load that Smart Vinyl right into the Maker without a mat. Yeah, how easy is that? How convenient is it? I love the capability of being able to use Smart Vinyl in the Cricut Maker because it does not limit you to the length of what your DIY vinyl project can be. It really does have so many benefits, and I absolutely love that Cricut came out with their smart materials because, yeah, it's just an amazing feature. The versatility is, did I say amazing yet? Because it really is amazing. Once we unload the vinyl from the Cricut, because there's no mat, we are good to go with start weeding. Smart Vinyl is just as easy to weed as regular premium vinyl. This is a bit of a bigger piece, and I could have cut it into sections to make it a bit easier. Not sure why I didn't do that this time. Maybe in the next video I'll show you how you can do that when you're working with bigger vinyl projects. But nonetheless, it's still super easy to weed the Smart Vinyl, and I couldn't be happier with the quality of it. If this seems repetitive, that's because it is. I'm gonna go ahead and add some of that transfer tape to the front of this, or the top of this, and taking my Cricut scraper tool, I'm gonna run over that vinyl, adhering it onto that transfer tape, so we can then put it on this wood Dollar Tree blank, making a no soliciting sign. Yeah, amazing, right? And what's great about this Dollar Tree blank is nothing else needs to be done to it. The colors are perfect. If you really want to step out of the box and paint it so there's a bigger or wider selection or variety of signs, you can do that. But I feel like the easier, the better, and the more of a profit you're going to get from your projects. I am telling you that these signs are a thing because soliciting from door to door has become more popular even after COVID. And so, yeah, I love this sign. It's one that I keep on my front door. And yeah, Girl Scouts and their cookies are always welcome. For this next project, I will be showing you how you can use Cricut's printable vinyl, to make, guess what? Your own stickers. This DIY, I'm going to be showing you how you can use the print and cut feature in Cricut Design Space to make your own stickers. Here you can see I've got my project already here on my canvas. These were images that I found just simply doing an image search of salt and pepper. Once you've got whatever image it is that you want to use to make your sticker, you're going to want to highlight that image. Once it's highlighted, you will see down here this flatten tab. You're going to want to click on flatten, and that is then going to flatten your image instead of having layers, so it can then be printed with your inkjet printer and then cut on your Cricut, hence the print then cut. So you're going to want to make sure that each of your images has been flattened. Once you've done that, once you see that each image has print then cut, you are good to go to make some stickers. So I'm going to go ahead and click Make It. You'll see that your canvas looks a bit different, and this is what it's going to look like when you use the print and cut feature. You can only place as many images that will fit within these corner bars of your paper or your canvas. So I've got my images, I'm ready to go, so I'm going to go ahead and click Continue. Now let's head on over to the printer. An inkjet printer is going to work perfect for this. You load that vinyl in there, it prints, then we go ahead and stick it on a blue light grip mat, but I'm not going to go over that ink just yet with my fingers because I don't want it to smudge. I want to give it a second to dry. Then I'm going to load this into my Cricut Maker, and the Maker's going to scan it. Those margins, those black brackets that you see on the sticker paper are going to tell the Maker exactly where and what it needs to cut. I know, this thing's a genius, right? These stickers are going on these mason jar blanks. Yeah, that's what I'm going to call them because they're blank. They're ready to be DIY'd. So look at that. By placing my stickers on the jar, these stickers are water resistant. And so yeah, they are perfect for something like salt and pepper shakers. For this sellable DIY, you're also going to need one of these mini wood crates from Dollar Tree. I drilled a hole on each side. Then taking some watered down chalk paint, you can use acrylic paint. I'm going to give this crate a good coating of that, or a light coating of that. Why am I using watered down paint? Because I love the look of wood grain. When you paint something, a wood something, with a solid paint, you lose the look of wood grain. And I kind of wanted to keep it because I feel like it adds to the rustic feel, kind of adds to the distressing. And when you water down paint, it's kind of a win-win because it dries really fast. For the handle for this salt and pepper shaker holder, crate holder, I'm going to use this medium-sized jute cord. You can find this at Walmart. You're going to get a 2 or 3 pound bundle for under $5. And why not? I had plenty of sticker paper left, so I thought I would add a salt and pepper sticker to the front of this, just because I love that fun chalkboard look that these stickers have, that this crate has. I love the look of the mason jars that fit in this perfectly. Again, this is one of those DIYs that is really going to pack a profit because it is so rustic and fun, and people love homemade DIY things like this. For this one, I picked up some of the Dollar Tree blanks, the oil and vinegar bottle blanks, and thought it'd be fun just to make a set that say oil and vinegar. Not much else needs to be done to these, but I did want to add something to the neck of it. So because it's that time of year, you can find some black raffia on hand. And since I'm going with that chalkboard look, I figured I'd wrap the neck of these with some raffia. why not? Finish them off with a raffia bow. These are such versatile pieces. If you wanted to add lace, if you wanted to add a ribbon, if you wanted to do it with twine, all of these things are really going to change the look of these, but they're just such easy DIYs. They're budget friendly, and yeah, look at them. I love this. Put it on your countertop by your stove. Let me show you how easily you can make your own sweatshirt. Alrighty, so for this next DIY, I'm gonna go over to image search, and I'm gonna search a pretty well-known statement amongst cancer patients. No one fights alone. And all the images and projects that fits for will come up. Now, I like this in this family, no one fights alone. I feel like that's perfect, so I'm going to bookmark it, and I'm also going to insert it into my canvas. This image is a bit too big. I'm using a 12 by 12 inch piece of vinyl, so I'm going to resize this to 11.75. You'll also see that there are two different colors here. I do want to use two different colored vinyls. A lot of times with these pre-made images, I'm going to show you what happens. If you just go and click make it thinking that this image is going to cut out the way it looks, it doesn't. It will show up on your cutting mat just like so, and each of the images is broken apart. So an easy way to get around that is to go over to this sidebar here, and you'll see this eyeball here. I'm gonna close out or make the pink disappear for now because I want to cut out the black vinyl first. So you'll see that once I close the eye to all of these images, if I go and click make it, it's still gonna come out kind of funky. So by highlighting my image, then coming down here and clicking attach, it's gonna attach my image. So then I have the capability of clicking make it on a mat, and my image will come out just the way I want to iron it onto my shirt, so I'm not piecing it together. Now, because this is a heat transfer vinyl, you need to come over here to this toggle switch, this mirror toggle switch, and you need to toggle it. And you need to mirror your image so it looks backwards. So when you iron it on, it's gonna iron on correctly. Once we've done that, we are good to go. I'm gonna click continue. It's gonna ask to set the material. It is gonna tell you to make sure mirror is turned on and iron on material is face shiny side down. I am so glad that Cricut added that. And this is what Cricut means. You've got the shiny side here, and when you open it up or unroll it, you've got the matte side on the inside here. Now, sometimes it can be a bit hard to tell the difference between heat transfer vinyl and regular vinyl. You'll see on regular vinyl, it's got the paper back here, and heat transfer has no paper back. It's got just the matted finish. So here we've got the shiny side. When we place it down on our mat, we're gonna go face down like that so the matte finish is up. Because the matte finish, that side is what actually adheres onto your sweatshirt, melts onto your sweatshirt or whatever it is that you're transferring a heat vinyl onto. Now, I didn't show you the Cricut cutting it because the important parts are already said. We mirror imaged it. Once we cut it, we can then weed our vinyl. Now, it can be a little bit more time consuming to weed heat transfer because it is really adhered onto the shiny side of the vinyl, which is the transfer tape. Yeah, heat vinyl comes equipped with transfer tape, so you don't need to apply a transfer tape onto it in order to get it onto whatever surface you're going to iron it onto. And that is why we have to mirror image our piece. So you can see when you flip it over, it will be in its right form, and this is how we will iron it on. Now I'm ready to cut the colored vinyl. So I'm gonna open my eyes here. And I am going to close the eyes of what I just cut, leaving just the pink here. Now I can go ahead and click Make It. For those of you who don't know, my 28-year-old son Ray was diagnosed a year ago, September 26th, with stage 4 gastric cancer. And although it is October, and October is very well known for being Breast Cancer Awareness Month, a lot of cancers, when showing support, they are indicated by a specific color. And since Ray has gastric cancer, the color to show support for gastric cancer is periwinkle. And this was as close to periwinkle as I could find in vinyl. And so that's what I'm doing. If Ray had breast cancer, I most definitely would be making it in pink, but because he has gastric cancer, periwinkle is the color that I am going with to show my support. And this will be a sweatshirt that I wear when I take him to his infusions or his appointments. A lot of people do know what the colors indicate. And so, yeah, it's just kind of a thing. But I think that this is such a supportive DIY that when people see it in a stand or whatnot, it's going to be something that they probably gravitate to, especially in the month of October if you do it in pink. I'm using a white hoodie sweatshirt. This is one, honestly, I think I got it at Micheals. They have a Make It section with sweatshirts and whatnot. And so I picked this one up and thought that it would be perfect for this month. So I'm gonna go ahead and place my black vinyl down first. Taking my Cricut EasyPress, I'm gonna run over it for about 30 seconds, and I've got it on 400 degrees. I'm gonna get it good and adhered onto this sweatshirt. You don't wanna leave the EasyPress in one space. You kinda wanna move over your image so you don't burn or melt anything. Before removing the protective film over the vinyl, you do wanna make sure that your vinyl cools down a bit. Some vinyls you need to remove it when it's hot. Other vinyls you need to wait for it to cool down. The Cricut vinyl, I have found it removes best once you've cooled it down, and then you are easily able to remove the protective covering. I'm not gonna throw this protective covering away yet because we are not done with it. Because we're using two different colored vinyls, once I got the black done, I now need to go in with the periwinkle and add the periwinkle, but I don't have a protective film that is going to go over the entire piece. If you run an iron over your vinyl without a protective covering, it will melt vinyl. And that is the truth, I guess could be said for any vinyl. You need to either iron it inside out when you iron it, or you need to have a protective fabric that you place over your image. So once I've got my periwinkle images in place, the film is on them because I haven't ironed it on yet. I am going to take my original film, place it over my image again to protect the existing vinyl that I just put on my sweatshirt, the black vinyl. Then again, I'm just gonna go over this with my EasyPress for about 30 seconds. And with that, I can go ahead and gently pull up all the protective coverings. You'll see I removed the top one and it removes very easily, and then I am good to go ahead and remove what is covering the periwinkle vinyl. And that there is how you can do two different colors of heat transfer vinyl on one thing like this. Look at how nice this turned out. I am excited to actually wear this and show my support because in this family, no one fights alone. Using more heat transfer vinyl, if you pick up these Dollar Tree eyeglass blanks and maybe just add a cute vinyl saying something like, "I've got my eyes on you," It's quick, it's easy, it's gonna pack a profitable punch, and people are gonna love it. I hope you all enjoyed these 5 sellable, easy, budget-friendly DIYs using your Cricut that make for great gifts to give. So many times I hear people tell me that they feel like Cricut Design Space or the software is intimidating to them. Honestly, if you follow along with my videos and my tutorials, you are gonna learn how easy it really is to navigate Cricut Design Space and how creative you can really get using it. I absolutely love my Cricut. Thank you, Cricut, for sponsoring today's video. It is one of my favorite crafting tools, and by far it's something that I use on almost a weekly basis, and I guarantee you would too. If you're all looking for more Cricut DIY inspiration, well, guess what? I've got you covered. Go ahead and click on the video right over here, and it'll take you to some of my past tutorials. Until next time, everybody, I hope you have a fantastic day. Stay happy, stay safe, stay healthy, but most of all, you know what I'm gonna say. Stay positive, please, because I am. Bye for now, everybody.